Am I being heard? I need to know that I'm being heard. Now, if you know what I'm quoting, then this episode is for you. That's right. Today, I am chatting with Lisa Kudrow from The Comeback. I mean, you know who Lisa Kudrow is. And if you are a fan of The Comeback, then you need to get very excited for season 3 of The Comeback. Now, when I heard that they were going to have a season 3, as I tell Lisa in my chat, I squealed. I squealed like a little pig. That's me. Yes, I'm squealing because that's how excited I was. I didn't know I needed it until I started to watch it. And let me tell you, when I've seen now a lot of the season, and I can confidently say, not only is it fantastic, and not only does it match the quality of the second season particularly, but also the first season, I think it's almost just as good as the second season. It is, and the second season, I think you can even ask, television journalists, critics, it was highly acclaimed. It is a perfect season of television, and the season 2 finale is one of the best season finales of any series in the history of television. It changed the game. And this season of The Comeback is just as good. So I wanted to chat with Lisa about why she wanted to do this season. I mean, one of the things that I got from my chats, both with Lisa Kudrow, but also with Michael Patrick King, the creator and director of The Comeback, and Dan Buchaninski, who is the EP on the show, but also plays Billy, her manager. The common theme and the common response that I got from all of them is that Valerie Cherish comes back when we need her. Think about it. In the first season, she tackled reality television, and she kind of tackled it in a way that no one else was tackling it. And she was ahead of her time because then, of course, not only did celebrities start going into reality shows like, for example, Lisa Rinna on The Real Housewives, etc. Like celebrities really dived into the reality space in a heavy way after that first season of The Comeback. And then 10 years later, it came back. The Comeback came back and it tackled the sort of genre of prestige television that was going on at the time, the Breaking Bads, if you will, or the Mad Men, or etc. Like these shows that were these cable shows that were just massive, massive hits, but they had smaller orders. They were only 10 episodes a season or whatever. And the writers' rooms were also just as small. And of course, that season was perfect. And then now, with the season 3 of The Comeback, she's tackling artificial intelligence in the way that only Valerie Cherish can tackle it. It isn't a season about hating on AI. It also isn't a season endorsing AI. It approaches it in a really smart way that I'm excited for you to see. And I'm excited for you to see my chat with Lisa Kudrow. It was a huge honor getting to talk with her, obviously, but also the way that she understands the emotions that we as fans of The Comeback put into this character, the way that the language of The Comeback becomes the vocabulary of our friendships. I mean, the amount of times in my own friendships that I go, Jane, you can't use this. Or I walk into a friend's room and the lights are bright and I'm like, Jane, Val, I don't know how you see with these lights. Like there are so many quotes that we do from The Comeback in my friendships. And that to me is the mark of a great show and a show that's had a massive impact on popular culture. So sit back and grab a snack because I will be right back with Lisa Kudrow to talk all about season 3 of The Comeback. I mean, you've probably heard this a million times from so many different gay men, but I squealed when season 3 was
Uh,
announced. It was the most welcome news that so many of us needed in a moment of just chaos in the world. Did you hear that? Did you feel that?
yes, I did. I felt like people were excited, which just
I mean,
increases the pressure for, okay,
well,
don't disappoint
that's
anybody.
I wanted to ask about that. Like because the show has for the past, 20 some odd years, like it's been a part of our lives and the fandom has grown and grown and grown. Does that add pressure to how you navigate molding a new season?
Well, not the molding of it, because the molding of it, we get into our zone of
Mhm.
what this is and what it's about. And you know what I mean? And what are the
Yeah.
stories that we want to tell, address. Um,
Mhm.
no, it's just then once we're done, we get a little, did we,
Yeah.
are we off? Did we?
Oh,
No, it's just we like, not are we off, but then we're like, "Oh, now people are gonna see it."
yes,
Right.
yes, yeah,
That's right.
and they're gonna react. Well, let me tell you, I don't know how many people have seen it. I don't know how many people you've heard from that have seen it, but as soon as I got those 4 episodes, and I've only seen the first 4
Yeah.
episodes, I watched it once through. I emailed this to your team. I watched it once through. I was floored.
Oh,
I was so excited. I was so blown away by how it just feels like such an elevated, beautiful, exactly what we needed 3rd season, but we also need Val in this moment, how evolved she is. And then I watched it again the next day because I wanted to study how it was even put together because
oh,
it's just so well done. It's
thanks.
so well done.
Wow.
Congrats.
Thank you. That's great news.
It
Great.
I really do think people are going to be talking about this in a way, not just because of you. You are fantastic. I've been a longtime fan, of course,
Thank
but because of what the show is saying about the state of the industry, about Los Angeles, about so many things we're grappling with post-COVID, post fires, post strike, post everything. It just feels like it has a message while at the same time being Val. Do you feel that?
Yeah, I do. I do. I mean, I feel like one thing that we always want to do is, try not to editorialize too much. You know, we've
Mm.
got
Mhm.
Valerie's worldview,
Mhm.
um, which, always looks like a bit of denial, a bit of just sort of stubborn. It's fine. Everything's fine. Like, oh, don't see it that way. All right, well, let's just keep going. Which
Yeah.
I don't know if it's age or what, but um, where I started off making fun of her for being so delusional
Yeah.
in that now it's, oh, she knew what she was doing. I mean, you want to do something, yeah, you kind of create your own reality. Like, now that's a
Yeah.
legitimate thing. You create your own reality because what's the difference? Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. Might as well
Yes.
try to have a
Yes.
good attitude about it. It's just when you panic about something like she does that, oh, okay,
Mhm.
that might have some, unintended consequences and just make the whole thing harder. But yeah,
I mean, it does feel in a way, and I was so struck by this, which is one of the reasons why one of the things that hit me in the second watch of it, that, like, it feels like everyone else is in the place that Val was 20 years ago,
yes,
and now Val is the one who is kinda knows what's going on, you
yes,
know?
yes, yes, because everybody
It's brilliant.
is.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
why,
From Marky Mark to Jane to, I mean, everyone, to Billy, to everyone. They're all in Val's place 20 years ago.
right? Like, yes, Mark sort of like, should I be on a reality show? I mean, I guess it's okay now. Like,
Yeah.
whether it's his
Yeah.
thing or not, and it sounds like it's not his thing, but
Yeah.
we know that he's kinda got nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Told a
Yeah.
joke when
I'm
jokes were
fascinated.
illegal. So,
I mean, I'm fascinated by his storyline. I want to know from you, how do you think? Because I mean, I see it, and we spoke a little bit about it, but how do you feel Val has changed?
I it's, not a huge change,
Hmm.
but it was just kind of, things have changed for her,
Yeah.
I mean, the last time we saw her, she won an Emmy, so she would have had some opportunities, and,
Hmm.
you know, nothing clicked, it sounds like,
Yeah.
but yeah, she was in Mrs. Hat, leading the show,
Yeah.
but
I want to see that so
on a
badly. I
streamer that, was just another app that was one app too much for people to add to their monthly nut, So,
yeah.
yeah. But, so, I mean, so some things have changed. She still sort of understands in a way.
Hmm.
on a smaller level, just like she gets like sort of like the broad strokes of AI. That's
Yeah.
people hate that. And the writers,
Yeah.
that was the villain.
Yeah.
Even though Mark says, "Well, the strike was about more than that," and
Mhm.
and she said, "No, no, it's the villain, and writers are gonna hate me, and I can't have them hate me. I just can't."
I love when she said when he said that and she goes, "I was there for the
The
day."
day, thank you for yeah, clocking that. Yeah, in the heat, connecting with them that whole day. Yeah, that was important to us, and that's
It
a
was
different day
so
than what we saw, I think.
yeah,
Like, we saw her at
yeah,
the SAG after one with Fran Drescher. Yeah,
yeah,
but
yeah.
then there was I always assumed in my head another day where she's there supporting the writers who, you know, "Love you guys, it's important," just one day
And you see Writer Girl. I mean, there's so many areas my brain went to for that day and what she must have been like on that
on that
day.
day. Yeah.
Oh god, so good. Well, so like that part of it, it struck me that this is coming out during I don't know why as I was watching it I was like, "Oh, this is coming out in March. That's Women's History Month."
Oh,
And it
it is?
got me thinking like, yeah, it is. It's Women's History Month in March, which is
Okay.
wild, but
Then have
I
we
yeah,
got
make a note
some
of that.
extras to share that, we don't have time for that we shot? Yeah. Okay, good.
Well, I mean, I want to see I was thinking like how would Val respond to being asked if she's a feminist?
Um, well, I think, she would just like drill down to, am I in favor of women? Well, of course I am. That's what feminism is, isn't it? Isn't it? Like, how can you not? Yeah. You know, didn't burn a bra.
Yes.
I was too young, but, you know, and also need it. So, yeah, I mean, she would, yeah.
She would God, that would be so there's so much of this what's happening in this season that I think the other thing that I think was really fascinating was that last episode of season 2, I think is and I think I know it's been credited as one of the best sort of season finales of a
Oh,
show in the history of shows.
wow.
It was so well done. And when there was that shift from the mockumentary to following Val as a single camera. That's been picked up in season 3. What was that decision like to I mean, I was worried at first, and then as I watched, I was like, this is exactly where the show needs to be. What was that decision like?
Yeah, well, yes, because Michael and I were talking about, like, so what is when we were first, talking about what we were gonna be doing,
Mhm.
it felt like, God, it's kind of now tired to just have
Mm,
the
mhm.
reality cameras because, like, look, everybody is curating their own reality show, on,
Yeah, yeah,
social media,
their phones.
so and the truth is we're kind of always on camera potentially. If you have Ring cameras in your home or secure surveillance in your home, which a lot of people do, because Mark's
Yeah,
Rolex, he believes, was stolen by the movers, um, you know,
yeah.
you're always on camera. So it's the exact same as when the reality show producers rigged cameras all over their house. So that
Yes.
is the same, except we're signing up for it. Um,
Mhm,
and then it was, what's the difference between reality and
mhm.
and it's all reality. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
blurred. So that's why, it's traditional coverage.
Mhm. Well, and it works because I think in some way and what I was noticing is, we last met Val when she was on this dramedy and she won an Emmy, and it was a different Val, and in a way, it almost feels like we're seeing the evolution of Val in that way, where it isn't just this mockumentary comedy. It's a comedy, but it also there's an emotional level to it that makes it this elevated, not dramedy, but kind
Well,
of
yeah.
thing
Yeah.
in a
Yeah,
way,
yeah, yeah, and
right?
depending on the episode.
Yes. Well, I want to bring up that episode because I had spent some time with over the years with Robert Michael Morris, and he was such a fixture within the gay comedy scene, within the comedy scene, within sort of actors, and in that sort of
Yeah.
especially that gay bubble of actors. I mean, he was so special.
Yep.
And that episode that is dedicated to Mickey's character, I don't think I've cried more in an episode than at that episode, and the way but not just because of Mickey, but because of what we learn about Val, and how humanized Val
Yeah.
becomes in that episode. How difficult was it doing that episode, and what was the decision process to sort of honor him in the way that you did?
You mean in this season? Oh,
Yeah,
in
in
this
this
season.
season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, Michael and I talked about it a lot. What do we do? Didn't want it to be the very first episode. And in the
yeah,
very first episode, of course, she runs into Tommy, who used to work on I'm In and knew Mickey,
yeah.
and doesn't know that he passed away. And so we find out how he passed away, COVID, and we see Val just, yeah, it's like you would do 5 years later, 6 years later, right? Just like, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. And as if it's all okay. And making a little like COVID OG, I call it, trying to,
Yeah.
let's lighten it. Let's
Yeah.
not get too heavy.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and then, yeah, then she steps foot on that soundstage for a sitcom, and we don't see it. It's happening
Uh-huh.
internally. We don't see it,
Yeah.
but it's Mickey's not here.
Yeah.
Mickey's
And
not
the
here.
weight of that.
I'm doing a sitcom and Mickey's not here. And yeah, and she's outside and everything's a reminder of him because she's looking at, look
Mhm.
what movie's shot here. That was Mickey's favorite movie now, Voyager, which I
Yeah.
knew was on the plaque for stage 24 because when I was on Friends, that was our stage, and I looked at the plaque, and that's my mom's favorite movie. That was
Oh,
my mother's
wow.
favorite movie, and, so I just, I was like, "Look, I know now Voyager's on that, so that could have been Mickey's favorite movie," and then that line, "Let's not
Mhm.
ask let's not ask for the moon when we,
Mhm.
have the stars," um,
Yeah.
if that's the right line. If I if that's the exact quote, but
It's important for it not to be. Just watch the I don't wanna give any
yeah,
spoilers, but it's fantastic
yeah,
the way it's narrated and the way it's written.
it's
It's just
thanks. Yeah.
it's br
Yeah, and then
it's
also
brilliant.
just that felt like what a great tribute to Robert Michael Morris too,
Yes.
right? And it's just so
Yeah.
beautiful. You see the whole
It's so
studio
well done.
and
Oh,
oh, yeah, it was good, and then, like, this magical thing happened when we were shooting it, one of the takes. Afterward, Michael, came over and just said, "There was a rainbow. There was like a prism, like
yeah.
magic happened, and there's a little rainbow behind you, between
Mm.
you and Jane." And so
Oh,
it just felt, yeah, yeah. And also
it
the breeze was such that because we didn't want a comedy and the ashes float and like shoot right into her
yeah.
face, and we didn't really
Yeah.
want that.
Mhm.
And this soft breeze every
Mm.
take because we did it like 5 times, like a lot of times that I kept going,
Yeah.
oh, we better get it because this breeze is going to shift and it's not going to be what we want.
Mhm.
Nope. Every time it just like whisked it away
Wow.
beautifully, perfectly. Yeah.
Wow.
So,
I mean, it really I sat watching it just thinking, like, his memory will be for a blessing, and this episode solidifies the blessing in which
yeah.
his memory will always be, and I just love that you both did that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that was important.
Really
It was important. And it was important that, we introduced Tommy. He's not a replacement. He's
No.
different, but for Valerie, he's, like star coming through. And so, Okay.
He's every what I was thinking about it, he's like every star needs that one gay, and he's that gay for her, you
Yeah,
know? Like,
right.
it's yeah, I I hope to be that gay for some star someday.
Yeah, no, but or for yourself, because you know what? I mean, the thing is I think the appeal to and then the first real fans who got it was, of course, the gay community because
Yeah.
they weren't mortified for her as much as,
Yes.
"That's right." When you don't have a voice, when you have to go along to get along.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
just how it
Yeah.
is. You accept reality in a way,
Mhm.
and you have to just go with it and figure out, how you're gonna be able to move through it. And it's
Yeah.
delusional, I don't know, but you gotta, like, be okay. And being in a state of victimhood does not get you there.
Yeah.
So you've
No.
got to
And
say,
sometimes we need a
"That's
little
okay."
delusion.
Did he just
Yeah.
did Polly G just go with his
Yeah.
like, that
Yeah.
gesture? You're like, "Well, okay." And then that happened. Alright, like, you know, it's cut, but at one point in this iteration, in this version, we had her, like, Jane saying, "Hey, that's a terrible thing that happened," whatever it was, and Valerie's like, "Well, what are you gonna do? Curl up into a ball and die? Nobody
Yeah.
wins." Like, you just keep
Mhm.
going. Yeah.
It's so true. It's so true. And I mean, the other thing you brought up the being on the same soundstage as Friends and the Friends inclusion in this, the little comment she says to the writers, and then of course the being on the same soundstage. Why was that important to include that? Because it brings this full circle ness to you as the actor playing this part that I think satisfies an itch for a lot of people who love you.
Mm. Yeah, it did. I mean, look, that's the stage that Warner Brothers let us have. I personally was not saying, "I would love to be on stage 24." I just wasn't expecting it. I thought, "Well, it's probably busy and,
Yeah.
But, I don't know if Michael asked for that stage, but it was a big stage, and we did need a big stage because we
Mhm.
had the sitcom and stuff there, but, that we were shooting there. But, yeah, it just happened, and then because it happened, I said, "We have to. We have to acknowledge.
Yeah.
We have to acknowledge." And to me, what's funnier than Valerie saying, "Okay, how's that? It's gonna be the next is not the next. How's that will be finally be the hit for of TV shows for Stage 24." Like, she was only looking at the movies and didn't see because it was,
Yeah, it
it
was like
was down
Friends. It was like
here.
big show.
Didn't look at, what TV shows shot there. She just saw the movies and didn't bother to look. Like, all these great movies, and now finally they'll have a hit TV show on this stage. Then you go in, and it's like
It's so
Full House was there, Friends
yeah.
Reunion, Mike and Molly, like, okay, yeah, how's that will be the big hit. Okay. God bless
Well,
you.
the other thing about it is, of course, the AI of it. And what I thought was so fascinating about the portrayal of AI, because it is a big conversation in the industry right now, and the portrayal of the use of AI was not. I was expecting it to be AI sucks, AI sucks, AI sucks, and it actually isn't. It's this interesting, not good, not bad, but how does Val navigate this? What did you make of the AI direction of the story, and why was that important?
Well, what was easy for me, and then, like, for Valerie and Michael, we were in agreement that, Valerie is not really analyzing AI. It's just writers hate it, they'll hate me. So that's not good.
Yeah.
And then she's told, got writers, then I'm doing, like the first like
Yes.
glimpse, just glimmer of,
Mhm.
permission to do it. That makes it
Yeah.
okay. Great. And then let's keep it a secret. Secret. Great. Yes. Smart. Yeah. Should be a
Yes.
secret. Phew.
Yeah.
That's great. Um, and then, yeah, I mean, she needed a scene, and within 10
Mhm.
seconds, it wrote a scene. So, okay.
Yeah.
She's not looking at what does this mean? She's looking
Yeah.
at what is. And if they're doing
Mhm.
it, then they're doing it. And I think,
Yeah.
the audience will decide. And that's not just Valerie. That's what I'm saying, And I think especially younger people are better at spotting for human
Mm,
beings. And then this is about the writing, that it's being
mhm.
written by AI. But, when it comes to AI people, younger people are better at spotting it and they don't love it.
Yeah. Have you found that?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's interesting because you can I have a friend who the in the comment section of their YouTube, they can always tell when AI has been the writer of
Oh,
the
the
YouTube
writer.
caption or whatever.
Right.
Yes, yeah, the
Yeah.
writer and they spot the writing
Right.
because of whatever it is, you know what I
But
mean?
they
And
also
it's
spot, like the image, like AI generated
yes.
person. And they're like, no, that's not okay. I mean,
Yeah.
it's fine in video games where it almost looks like a
Mhm.
person. They're keeping it still sort of animated, fake. It's not real, letting your
Mhm.
brain know, yeah, it's not real. And that's fine. But anyway,
Yeah.
but I think the thing was to stick with it's a sitcom being written by AI.
Mhm.
Because I think that's not happening tomorrow.
No.
You know?
And the way Val reacts to it, I think, says a lot about the message. Even though that's I don't feel like there is a message. It's just sort of presenting it and showing how Val reacts to it. And you're right, we get to react to it in the way we know AI and how we react to it. And it's a fascinating dance because you see Val understand it more and more as it seems the series goes on. And it becomes, at least from my interpretation, from my take, scary for her.
Well, I think, look, 4 is where Jimmy lets her know it's never gonna be
Mhm.
great. Like, it's
Yeah.
fast, but
Mhm.
it's not great. We saw all these jokes coming. It's not
Mhm.
surprising, and, human beings are, broken
Yeah.
people and, look, whatever's going on with them, they've used comedy as a coping mechanism. They've honed that their
Mhm.
whole lives. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, I mean, in time, yeah, AI will be able to, right?
Yeah.
And I think there are programs that aren't maybe not available to the public yet, but we were
Mhm.
talking to people and they're like, there's some great programs out there that will be pretty good, and it's, yeah, I mean, there are some other issues, but we were paying attention to,
Yeah.
which happens in 4. What happens
Mhm.
when it has a hallucination? Because that still happens. And
Yeah.
yeah, so you throw that script out and you have to, you know, have it write another one. But who authorizes that? Like who, like how,
Yeah.
and then down the road we get into some of the, another more practical issue
Mhm.
about
I'm
not being able to access it. And then what do you do
it
if you don't have a writer?
it's fascinating. It's fascinating to watch. It really is, and it gives the show has always been forward thinking, in my opinion, from the very beginning with the mockumentary style to what you're talking about now with AI, and this season really solidifies how forward thinking it's almost too ahead of its time sometimes, this show,
Yeah.
and I think this season really speaks to that in a lot of ways.
Well, yeah, I think we are addressing what everyone's afraid of happening.
Mhm.
And so,
Yeah.
and it hasn't fully happened yet, but it's what everybody's afraid of happening. And
Mhm.
some things have happened. And, you'll see that
Yeah.
as you go along, you'll see that. And, yeah, I like that part of it. And it's not really editorializing. It's just taking what is and how people are reacting to it. And I think because it's been, the first season was 2004, 2005, and then
Mhm.
10 years later the next one. And the first season was reality TV. It was thought, "Oh, that's the end."
Yeah.
That's the end. And writers, Michael and I saw, they weren't getting overall deals as much. Like there weren't
Mhm.
they weren't just being handed out like candy, like they kind of had been, you know? Um,
Yeah.
and then that was a panic in
Mhm.
the industry, and then for TV. And then 10 years later, it was the sort of like edgy single camera, premium
Yeah.
cable
Prestige
dramedies,
TV. Yeah.
yeah, where,
Yeah.
no one was doing you're not doing 24 episodes or 22 episodes of multi-camera as much.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
so you don't need 15 writers for a show like that. And Polly G's
Mhm.
show, it looked like it was just Polly G writing it.
Yeah.
But the truth was, like, the number of writers you needed was halved 10 years later,
Mhm.
cut in half.
Yeah.
And now 10 years after that, those 6 are cut in half.
Yeah.
Um,
Writers' rooms are cut now
yeah.
completely.
So there's just fact or not, it just what is that there's, fewer writers needed,
Yeah.
you know?
Which is a statement in and of itself. It says a lot about where I think the industry is right now.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's right. And
Definitely.
then you
Well,
have
my
writers who would prefer just to write all the episodes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a real conversation, and that's what's so great about, I think, you and the comeback and what Michael has done and, what everyone's doing in the creative part of it is it's creating more conversations,
Yeah.
and,
And by the
from
way,
for
we didn't
me
have a ton
yeah,
of time. That's why Michael and I
mhm,
wrote all of them.
which is how does
Because
that feel for you to be a writer now in that way?
well, look, I mean, I Michael and I wrote the pilot 20 years ago, and I think the first
Yeah.
episode and then we had a room and I was in the room breaking
Mhm.
stories with them the whole time. And
Yeah.
then second season, we wrote the first episode and I think another one. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, so this I wrote this show anyway,
Mhm.
but
Wow.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that part's not new. It's just no one wanted to
No one knew it. No one wanted to get to scream
acknowledge
about it.
it. I
Don't
don't know.
worry.
That's okay though.
Now
I mean, it's the only thing I wrote, so it's not like then I wrote this and that and yes, I'm a writer,
yeah.
but yeah.
Well, it does get me to my last
I'm not
question
not
for
a
you.
writer, but
No, you're
I'm
pretty
not
much I mean, we know that Val is Lisa Kudrow's creation. We know that. So like that you're in and of itself, that is writing. That is writing 1000%. And it gets me to my last question, which is how I mean, this character has been with you for so long and so rare in this industry. Can a television actor, let alone get one character that becomes iconic, but you've gotten now multiple characters. I mean, from Phoebe to Val, like multiple characters that are a part of the language of television that pop culture speaks. And so, how has the creation and being with Val over these years changed you as an actor or as a creative? How has she impacted your acting?
yeah. From the first season, knowing that it was all reality cameras and you never
Mhm.
knew when the camera was on you. So you're just alive in the scene,
Mm,
reacting, responding to what's happening. And it only works if you're really, really there and in it and
mhm.
not performing, but being. Valerie is by nature performing things anyway, but
Mhm.
then there's the crack always of, that was that was her performing. And that
Yeah.
that was her
Yeah.
performing. Um, so but it made me, realize how much easier it is if you can just do that, listen, respond, just be there, be committed,
Mm,
alive, being the character in that every moment, from moment to moment, like we do,
yeah.
hopefully, in our lives. Yeah.
Mm.
So,
Are you ready to
yeah.
say goodbye to her with this final season?
Yeah. I mean, not well, I don't know. To me, it's not goodbye to her because
Mm.
for all of you, it's goodbye. Um, because
True.
she's here.
She's always
Yeah,
there.
th
She's always
yeah,
there.
I mean, in so many ways, I'm nothing like her,
Mhm.
and then in some ways, I, of course, am, and I think, mm, the things I've come to appreciate about her align with myself,
Mm. Mm.
you know?
I love that.
Yeah, and just like Phoebe, at first, that character had nothing to do with me. And then
Yeah.
over time, sort of, "Oh, okay. Yeah, yep." I sort of moved in to, like, meet her and encompass some of that into
Yeah.
myself and worldview, and I'm watching it now. I'm rewatching because I had episodes I've
Yeah.
never seen.
Oh, wow.
Mhm, and I can because now I just watch it and like, "Oh, look what she's doing." Yeah, it's not me, it's
It's
okay.
not
Yeah,
jarring. Yeah.
not angry at myself
Wow.
for stuff anymore. But, you know, yeah, and yeah, she wasn't dumb.
No.
I
Never.
know, but at the time it was, "So you play a lot of ditzes." "She's a ditz.
Yeah.
What a ditz." And I was like, "Yeah, okay, she is a ditz just because she doesn't know the language of our world." But now
Mhm. But she sees everything.
she's
She sees everything.
yeah. It's like if you've
Yeah.
listened to
Incredible.
telepathy tapes and then you watch Phoebe Buffay and you're like, "Oh, maybe."
Lisa, it was such an honor chatting with you again. I really do mean it when I say that this season, a lot of people are going to be talking about this season, and not just because we're so excited for Val to be back, but because of what it says.
Okay,
And
good.
I'm oddly, I'm oddly proud of you.
Thank
I'm just
you.
like, you gave us the thing that was so hard to give, and you've given it in a way that is just so special. And it's just, you and Michael should be
Yes, Michael,
all
Patrick, King,
hats off,
everybody.
hats
Hats
off,
off.
hats off.
Ah, well,
Hats
thank you, except I mean it.
She's incredible. You need to watch season 3. It's fantastic. I love Lisa Kudrow so much, and I love this show so much. So come watch with me. I'll be watching all season. Even though I've watched a lot of it, I'm going to rewatch it because it's that good. And let me know what you thought of today's episode. I'm H. Alan Scott on everything. Of course, leave a rating and review and subscribe and do all the things you're supposed to do. And in the meantime, watch something fun today. Maybe catch up on season 1 and season 2 of The Comeback before season 3 starts on March 22nd on HBO. And have a good one.